What's up, YouTube family and Browns fans everywhere? This is Cleveland football, and I'm your host, Terrence Hudson. All right, man. So much has happened since the last time I've been on this thing, and good and glad to be back. I wish I could have came in last week, but I was a little under the weather, and it's just, but now I'm back feeling good. I mean, I'm like, man, I'm missing the Amari Cooper deal just went through. I'm like, this is big time. And then you look up, right? Just looking at the timeline of events and everything that happened. You saw the Amari Cooper deal. We saw the Deshaun Watson deal. We saw Baker's meltdown. I mean, just to give a quick recap, Tuesday the 15th, right? March 15th, the Browns meet with Deshaun Watson. I'm sure they... hey, this is what we can do for you. This is what you can do for us. And then 2 days later, the Browns are informed that they're out of the running. You got the Panthers in the mix, the Saints and the Falcons, all in the mix. All right, 3/17, Browns informed they're out the running. Baker, in the meantime, has a meltdown. Right, you see a very public flirtation with Watson. He comes back and pretty much pens a goodbye letter and demands to be traded and all these things. It reminded me of, if you ever seen the movie Baby Boy, and there's a lot of life lessons in Baby Boy. You see the movie Baby Boy when Jody, toward the end, gets into a fight with his mother's boyfriend, Melvin. Melvin lumps him up. Jody jumps up, he crying, "You gonna choose him over me? Don't go, you choose him over me, your old son, all flesh and flesh." And Jody mother looks at him and says, "Jody, you are not a baby anymore. Like, it's time for you to grow up." And that's what reminded me of Bake's meltdown. Like, it's the NFL, man. As harsh as that may sound, that's what it is. It's a league about winning and getting the best that you can to help your team. But a day later, all right, 3/18. See the report, Deshaun Watson signs with Cleveland Browns. Record deal, all right? 4 years, $230 million, all right? We give up a 3 firsts, a third, and a fourth. So we pretty much pushed all in, all right? You betting the farm, you pushing all in on this one guy. Yeah, Watson's 26 years old, he's young, all right? 28 and 25 as a starter with the Texans, a team that, it's pretty much on him. He had to carry a team, right? All right, 4 Pro Bowls, all right? But, there's a big but. There's an elephant in the room, all right? 22 civil lawsuits, all right, that range from everything from, sexual harassment to sexual assault. And the Haslams had to know to sign him. There was gonna be a swift and hard backlash, because these cases are pending. And yeah, he wasn't charged criminally. He went before the grand jury and he wasn't charged criminally. And I hear people say, "Oh, well, that means he innocent. That means there wasn't enough evidence." Like 22, you about to feel 11 on 11. Like. So for me, it was too much. It was too much. Too much baggage, too much money, too much pressure, too much uncertainty, and I just couldn't get past that point to say, this is the guy we go bring in, with knowing going through everything that he's going through with 22 lawsuits involving sexual assault, sexual harassment. I just couldn't. For me, I just couldn't do it and just wouldn't have did it. All right. I know for some, might be able to look past that. I just thought there would have been other options out there. And this isn't to say that Deshaun Watson doesn't deserve to play football or doesn't deserve to play in NFL. If he's eligible to play, he can play. I believe every man has a right to work and provide for his family. So I'm not saying that. Some people say, you should, football is a privilege and you should never be, this guy should be banned for life, or that guy should be this or that and the third. I'm not into all of that, all right? He deserved to work and provide for himself and his family, but I wouldn't have signed it. That's where I'm at on there. So it's too much. It's too much. too much. And then to take the swift and hard backlash is a hit to your reputation or the image of the team, all right, the organization, and putting myself in the mind frame of the Haslams. They looking at it like this: it's going to be brutal up front, and you're just going to have to weather this PR nightmare, this PR storm. Because what you really do, you inherit or you purchase a scandal, you purchase distraction, you purchase all these things because the questions are going to be there. So they're looking at it like you weather this storm. And then once when he'll be eligible to play, depending on what the league does, if he's whizzing touchdowns and running up and down the field and the Browns are winning games, that everyone will forget about all of that and all will be well because you're winning, because winning cures all. So that is what I believe that the Browns are doing, right? But obviously, what we offered him before the $230 million wasn't enough. I wish I know what was the previous offer. All right, was our offer better than the other offers that he would have got from the other teams? And he turned you down and said no, and then you come back again and say, "I give you whatever you want, fully guaranteed." I just wouldn't have did it. My choice was to go after Russell Wilson. That's who I want. I thought, who knows, we could have probably got Russell at a much better deal than what we did, and I think we got a better roster than what the Broncos have, and I think Russell would have fit perfect right in the system too. But obviously, Haslam and the Browns knew who they wanted, all right, from the get-go. So when it was time, they was going for it and going for the gusto, and they did. Only time will tell as to how this will work out. All right, but I'm not getting into some people say they send their season tickets back, they're not watching. I mean, I love football, love the Browns. I'm not sitting say I'm not watching the Browns. I'm gonna watch. I watch the Browns. I watch football. I mean, but that's my stance. That's where I'm at. Only time will tell as to how this thing will shake up and shake out. I know some people jumping up and down like we done already won the Super Bowl. That's the one thing, like always, celebrating in March. Like wait till Sundays in the fall at the 1 o'clock or at the 4:30, then you can celebrate. Always celebrating in March, April, like. But if I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong. Or if you got a different mindset or thought process about this, we can talk about it. But that's where I'm at. I think the Browns went all in and gave up too much for Watson, and who knows what will happen of it? Who knows? But at this point, based on what I see, that's how I feel, and that's what I believe. And it just would have been too much to overcome, to look past with the 22 assault or harassment or whatever's in between allegations. But that's where I'm at. But if you hit the like button. Be sure to share, be sure to comment, and be sure to subscribe.